My name is John Passfield, and I'm going to read from my novel, Eleonora Duse, Let Me Have My Wings. The title of this reading will be Eleonora Duse, Video 6, Duse as Juliet. Here's the cover of the novel, Eleonora Duse, Let Me Have My Wings, a novel by John Passfield, a photograph of the historical Eleonora Duse. Eleonora Duse spends her whole career producing, directing, and acting in the great female roles of the classical theatrical repertoire. She claims that when she's not on stage, she does not exist. A poet publishes a novel in which an aging actress's only role is to be a young poet's muse. The publication of the novel is a crisis for La Duse, as the fictional portrait of a pathetic, clinging female threatens to fill the void and become the personal myth of La Duse in the public mind. But her greatest fear is that the imagery of the poet's book will alter the way she thinks of herself. To what rocks do we cling as the waves of doubt and despair wash over us? To have had a single experience which has been both the best and the worst experience of one's life is to wonder what to think about that single experience as one goes on about the living of the rest of one's life. One of the most fascinating aspects of human thinking is that we humans think in analogous imagery. Analogous imagery I would define as thinking about one aspect of one's life in the imagery of another element of one's life. So I will read the imagery of the time at 14 years old when La Duse played Juliet in Juliet's hometown of Verona. So she's a 40-something-year-old lady, an actress, and she's thinking of the imagery of a 14-year-old girl herself playing a 14-year-old girl, Juliet, in the Shakespeare play. Well, there's one image in each of 16 chapters, so it'll take me a while sometimes to find the page, but the reason is because, page 6, here we are. The reason there's one image in each chapter is there's 16 chapters of thought, 50,000 words of thought about her whole life, La Duse's whole life. And only one of these image arcs, I call them, image arc meaning it goes through the whole 16 chapters of thought, only one image in each chapter, in each 50 images, is about Juliet. But does it have its effect on her thinking about her whole life? That's going to be the question I'll ask at the end. So only one Juliet image in each chapter, but could be a very important image in terms of its effect in modifying the value, the import of the other 49 images in each chapter. Page 6, then, Juliet. I am Juliet. I'm 14 years old. It is my 14th birthday today. We are on the outskirts of Verona. The old horse plods along. The wagon has a squeaky wheel. Now I find page 14. So you can see I'm leaving out from page 6 to 14 quite a few images. Here's the second Juliet image, chapter 2. It is the first Sunday in May. I have a large bunch of roses. I'm in my Juliet clothes on the outskirts of the town. The people of Verona pause and stare from the fields. So just a very 2-3 line image, very small image, but it could be important. Page 22. We go to next. My mother's name is Capoletto. We are a family down in our luck, very far from being a family of ladies and lords. We are a vagabond handful of actors. I feel a close bond with Juliet. Then we go to page 30, leaving out many, many images on other topics. It is an ancient Roman Colosseum. It has seen its better days. It has sat in the sun for almost 2,000 years. A platform has been set up in a tiny corner. People are paying a penny to see a ragtag play. to page 38. I am 14, I say to myself. I am Juliet, and I am 14 years old. I have a basket of roses in my hand. I am standing on my balcony, looking down. I am 14 now, and shall be 14 for the rest of my life. From page 38, we go to page 46. Every word I speak is magical. Every word is a gift to me. I speak at the speed of Shakespeare's pen as it moves across the page. Somehow he knows that it is me who is bringing these words alive. Out of all the Juliet Sarahs ranged in a row, well, Sarah, the great rival Sarah Bernhardt, all these Sarah Juliets ranged in a row, but Shakespeare knows that I, Duse Juliet, am bringing his character alive. So that was page 46. We go to page 54. Here we are. Every word is warmed by my blood. It ebbs and flows in my heart as my heartbeat rises and falls. Juliet Duse, Duse Juliet. I am in a state of grace. Me on the balcony, and my Romeo down below. From page 54 to page 63. Romeo looks up and speaks his lines, and I am enchanted. It is the moment to which all of my 14 years have moved. I reach in my basket and clasp a handful of rose petals. I lean over and let a few of the rose petals fall. He climbs up the vine stalks to my room. From 63 we go to 71. Here we are, 71. So, what led me to buy the roses? Well, my father was standing in a courtyard, and it was a beautiful summer day. And down from above came a shower of rose petals. The petals landed on his shoulders and at his feet. And then we go to page 80 for the next image. It was my mother on a balcony looking down. She was Angelica Capoletto. That was her name, the same name as Juliet. They met and they were married, and not long after that union, I, Juliet Duse, was born. And then we go to page 88. Here we are. What happens to a person when they become another person? What stays and what leaves? What stays in each and what leaves from each? What did Juliet feel happening to her? And what did I feel happening to me? I became Juliet, and she became me. From 88, we go to 97. I wake up, and there's Romeo. He is dead, and we are here in this vault. Rose petals are strewn on his body as he lies beside me. There are rose petals on my body as well. We will sleep in each other's arms for 1,000 years. 105 is the next image in this image arc of Juliet. They are carrying me from the stage. The light of the torch comes through my eyelids. The smell of the pitch singes my nostrils. The burning flax crackles in my ear. A rose petal tickles my nose. And then to 114. The last rose petals cling to my surplice. They are carrying me back to the grave. I will look up through the grass at the sun and the shade, a grain, an unquarried diamond, a slumbering seed. How long before I will come to life again? 122. So this is how I'm spending my 14th birthday. I'm spending my 14th birthday as Juliet. I am born, grow up, get married, and die the same day. I'm spending my life as Juliet in the town of Verona. She is me, and I am she. I have Juliet's blood in my veins. Capoletto is my mother's maiden name. And then on 130, the last image unit. So we've got 130 pages of images in the mind of the main character. Only one small image, as I said before, among 50 in each chapter of images. 49 images about everything else in her life. One image about the day she played Juliet when she was 14. I have been Juliet for a day and will be again. I've been Juliet in Verona on the day of my 14th year. All of Verona has seen me live. All of Verona has seen me die. All of Verona has seen the tumultuous love that I feel. I do not exist when I am off stage. I only exist when I'm on stage. The people of Verona have seen Juliet after all these years. Well, here's a note that I'd like to read about this image pattern, this image arc. The main character of this novel, Eleonora Duse, is in her 40s. She played Juliet when she was 14, on her 14th birthday, in fact. There's one question in her mind. Now that her personal relationship with the poet, Gabriele D'Annunzio, is over, how does she think of herself in her own mind? Number one, as the person that she thought she was before she met the poet? As the person whom she thought she was during the first segment of their relationship? As a woman who was in command of her own life, who was a world-acclaimed promoter, director, and actor in the greatest roles of the world repertoire of drama, a lady in command of her work and of her life? Or, number two, as the character that the poet presents in his novel, The Flame, which the public has no choice but to believe, as she has provided no information about her personal life while being world famous for her life on the stage. That of a woman who is old, tired of life, whiny, clingy, unsure of herself, and in need of a male to guide her through the day. In response to this two-self-image dilemma, this two-self-myth dilemma, the main character turns experience from her earlier life into potential interpretive imagery, potential imagery of assessment, in order to break the deadlock of the two image patterns which vie for dominance in her mind. One of the life experiences that she turns into imagery is that of the day when she played Juliet in Verona on her 14th birthday. The question for the main character is the same question as for the reader. Will the image memory of the Juliet experience help or hurt Duse in this endeavor? Imagery helps, it also hurts. Imagery heals, but it also wounds. We think in imagery to our benefit and sometimes to our detriment. So that's kind of the question of the imagery of this play, and in particular of the Juliet imagery of this play, of this novel, sorry. Eleonora Duse, Let Me Have My Wings, a novel by John Passfield. You can find it on Amazon with information there. You can find it at Rocks Mills Press, my publisher's website, ROCKSMILLSPRESS. Have a look there for more information. johnpassfield.ca, johnpassfield.ca, has two books for free access, a planning notebook and a journal. The planning notebook leads me, and therefore leads you through the writing of the novel. The journal is a reflection, look back while I was polishing the novel. Have a look at those if you're interested, johnpassfield.ca. Lastly, I'll say thank you for watching this video.